So I want to welcome everybody today. My name is Michael Brown, and here I have today another client success story, and I have one of my very special clients with me today, and I'm excited about this call, and we're going to hear from her and the journey that she's been through, where she was at before she started with me, what she went through, and where she's at now, and she's just going to share that with us today. And let me introduce her. Her name is Georgia March. Georgia is a shamanic healing practitioner, and she led this ancient healing art by visitations from the spirit world. Ancestors and animal spirits guide her. She also trains and practices with Deborah Carter. During the 16 years that she lived in Portugal, Spain, Africa, Turkey, and Brazil, she was requested to give numerous intuitive healings, even while there was not a common language. She's also a stress relief practitioner using visualization and practice exercises to assist clients in stress management. She's also a motivational speaker, and her presentations demonstrate simple exercises that change outlooks and negative thought patterns. She's also an author and a writer. She wrote a book called The Cat, the Belly Dancer, and the Cello, a fictional novel published by Trafford in July 2010. And she's also recently wrote a couple ebooks on shamanic footsteps, the healing path, awakening the fire, keys to empowerment, stress, you got to be kidding, 9 steps to happiness. She's also an artist, a musician, a teacher, and a dancer. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Georgia Mark. Well, welcome, Georgia.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm just great, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'm just excited to have you here and for you to share with us and hear everything you went through with our journey. And I just want to start out by just going right into it, Georgia. And I want to ask if you could just kind of help to set this up for us. I know we started working together about 6 months ago. If you can just kind of like let us know where you were at or what was going on in your life before we started working together.
Well, the thing is, I had done many different things, but I couldn't seem to carry them any further. I had written my book, but it wasn't selling anymore, and I played the harp, and I was doing lots of complimentary harp performances, but I wasn't getting paid. I had taken a motivational speaking course, and I couldn't even give motivational speeches away for free. I had started on the shamanic healing, and again I had people who wanted complimentary services, but I couldn't seem to carry it forward, and so I was feeling frustrated and really didn't know what I was going to do next.
Got it. That's really clear about what was going on. And then I guess at some point you started looking for something, or you were looking for a coach, or you were looking for an answer, and you somehow you found me, or you came across me?
Yes, I was looking. Actually, I didn't realize I was looking. I was just asking for help from the universe. I was just asking for something that would really help me to get over these blocks, because I knew I had blocks, but I really didn't know where to find them so that I could clear them out of the way. And you had sent me some emails, but I really hadn't paid much attention to them until you phoned me. And then it was hearing your voice. It felt like it was right. So then I went ahead and then I committed to it. I committed to 6 months right away, because I know how long it took me to get into this state, and I wanted to give myself adequate time to be able to get out of it.
Awesome. Yeah. And I want to acknowledge you for that commitment too. I mean, I know that when people make that level of commitment, things start to happen immediately, and I know, I'm kind of amazed and blown away by all the things that you have accomplished in the next, in the 6 months that we work together. And maybe what you can share with us now is, just some of the things that, what happened during the 6 months, or the things that stand out for you that were like the most impactful to you, or the things that really supported you. And I know there's a lot to talk about, but maybe there's just some things right at the top of your mind that are like, hey, this is what really jumps out.
Yes, well, one of the first things I did was develop a website by myself, which was incredible because I had another website for my book, excuse me, and that was fine, but it wasn't generating any business really. And
Yep.
when I personally made a website strictly for my shamanic healing practice, that seemed to be such a positive step. It was great for me because I don't consider myself to be a technological wizard, but I have learned a lot, and I was able to construct it, put it together in 1 week.
Right.
And I started getting clients right away. There was obviously a need for it. People were looking for it. Then I was able, through that, I wanted to continue with my writing, and I had been writing another novel, but during the process of putting together the shamanic site, I wanted to write about that. So I started the newsletter, and it was popular, and when people told other people about it, they wanted to come onto my website and receive the newsletter, which was super.
Right.
And that got me a few clients as well. Then I
And Georgia, if I just want to say this because I just want people to get this. I'm remembering this now as you said this, and if I remember correctly, I think after our first session, you like put that website up in like 2 days, like in a day.
it was,
Because I
it
was
was,
blown away
it
by
was,
that. Like, wow.
it,
Like, I was like, oh my God, she did a whole website. Like,
it was. I had within a week, I had it completely done and edited and had
yeah,
everything on there. So
yeah.
and had ordered business cards, and it was wonderful. It was really good.
It,
I felt very, very empowered just by taking that first step because I didn't realize I could do it. And it also gave me control. With my other website, I have a web person who operates it. But with the shamanic footsteps, the spirit girl one, then I can make changes right away so that I can get new information out to people who are waiting to hear. And that's fabulous. That really helped me so much.
and I just want to acknowledge you, Georgia, because just if I can share a little bit about who you are with everybody, is Georgia is like she she's pretty extraordinary in that different clients that I work with, we might have an action that they take, and sometimes they'll do it or sometimes they won't, or we work on that as a block. But I can honestly say, I say pretty much what Georgia said she was going to do something. It got, we worked in that first session, and you said, okay, I'm going to build a website. That was like the thing. I said, okay, well, we'll see, take your time, or we'll see, and boom, it was up. And so, and I think from there on, it was just like a roller coaster. So things were just like that, and as we went through. But go ahead, keep going, Georgia. You were saying
Yes,
something.
yes, and then I had booked to do a free motivational speech at the library, which worked out so well. Again, one of the things that I learned during the coaching session was to set an intention, and that made a huge difference for me because then I knew what road I was going on, and it made it clear to other people as well. And I packed out the library. I had 54 people, which was pretty well room capacity.
Yeah.
And during that time, this was on Stress You've Got to Be Kidding, and I had given out tools for the people to take home, a sheet of tools that they could practice, which gave me the impetus to write the ebook, Stress You've Got to Be Kidding, 9 Steps to Happiness, to flush out the steps a bit and to help people to really incorporate it into their lives. I got clients through doing that motivational speech, and I also got someone to video it for me for free, which was amazing. And I was able to use portions of that on YouTube. I put it on there and put it on my other website. I made really good contacts, and I got a fabulous response. I made sure that I had comment sheets for people to fill out at the end, and there wasn't anything negative. It was all extremely positive. And it showed me that not only was there a need, but people loved the way I presented. So it was great for me. And I got testimonials, of course.
Yeah, I remember that, and I think that was your first. Well, it wasn't your first, but the first motivational speech that you did, that you put on, and that was like in the second week that we were coaching together, if I remember. It was like the second, the third week.
It was about the third week, yes.
And
Yes.
you had like 50 people show up, and I think one or two of those people ended up becoming clients, and it was just, it was
Yeah, it was just
amazing.
like, it was the continuous domino effect. And actually that's what's happened throughout all of the coaching, is the domino effect of everything that I've achieved. I also started putting ads out for my harp playing, and I got responses, whereas before I wasn't getting responses because something shifted in me. The way that I was feeling about everything shifted, and that was so important. And also because I was writing these ebooks, I started with the first one, and then I was putting it into practice myself, using these steps when I started to feel myself going back to where I was before, and it helped to lift me up. So I knew they were working, not just for me or for other people, but for myself too, in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
So that was amazing.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then I'm involved in quite a few music circles because I play the harp. And during that time, I was talking to some other people about the shamanic work that I do. And through them, I got another connection, which got me two shamanic seminars where I went and I talked to people about shamanism. I got clients out of that. I also am writing the Shamanic Footsteps ebook as well. And not only did I get clients, but I got a whole night where people come to have a practice session. And for all of the things that I've done since I started is the fact that I've been paid for everything.
Mm.
I'm not having to do so much complimentary stuff anymore. And I do love, being able to give of my time. I think it's I've always done volunteer work in one area or another. I've always given complimentary things. But now I'm understanding how good it feels to get remuneration for it too, for the work I do. It validates the work that I give. An example of that, a really good example, just the other day someone phoned me about playing the harp for 15 minutes for a Christmas party. And I said, well, I have to charge you for a half an hour. That's the very minimum I can to go out there. And are you willing to pay that? And she said, yes, we will. And that was it. It just so simply and completely, and she understood right away that I deserved to be paid for what I was doing,
Mm.
and it was wonderful. So, then it's a win-win situation all around.
Totally, totally. And and let me ask you something about that, Georgia. Um, part of what I'm hearing is that there was a shift there. I know, like from before, you were saying you were having a hard time getting paid from clients, and then all of a sudden you're finding you're getting paid. You're getting paid for what you're doing. And what was it? Like, what happened? Whether it was in our coaching together, or what caused that to shift for you? Like, can you like really let us know and tell us what made that shift?
Absolutely. There were two things that helped me enormously. One person being there, listening to me,
Mm.
hearing me. That was huge because we have conversations with people that are give and take all the time, and we have different situations that we grow up in our family, or we have another relationship with our spouse, and sometimes they're listening, sometimes they're not. But to have someone who is there to listen completely during that time, and not as a counselor to go through all past occurrences, because going back into the past is only healthy to find out what caused you to feel the way that you're doing and then shift into the present, because that's where we are. You know, otherwise you start reliving it. And so by having someone there who is willing but honestly listening to the things that you were doing just made me feel appreciated. And then the second thing was we celebrated my successes. Yes. I had no idea how many things I do. And as you say, I am extremely motivated. You know, you say, would you like to take an action step? And I say, okay, I'll just do 10 because I can do that, you know. Yeah. And I get out there and I get right in and I do them. And then there was the other thing I came across as well, and that was that I needed to learn how to take a day off.
Yes.
Because for me, I would almost get to crisis situation physically before I would actually take a day off. So I learned how to take a day off and still accomplish everything I want to do. So it was amazing. But I can't say enough about celebrating your successes. We had one whole session that was just celebrating the accomplishments that I had made. I've incorporated that into my counseling with clients that I have. I have them write a list of their successes, and I tell them it's a good idea to do it every week because you forget. Yeah. But on a daily basis, one thing that I did in my motivational speeches was I told them and taught them how to do ta-da. And ta-da is just raising your hands over your head quickly and celebrating by saying ta-da. And when you do this, it releases endorphins that go right into your brain. It makes you physically feel better. So I taught people how to do that. And in doing that, I was getting the benefit of how good it was making me feel. And I've also put I've put it on YouTube as well so that other people can see it. I've introduced it to many groups and have people embracing it all the time because it's a 3-second solution to getting yourself up again, to raising your vibrational energy where you can achieve and be your full self and be present.
Yeah, and you know, Georgia, I just want to say that, you know, thank you for saying those 2 points, because out of those 2 points, I remember those distinctly. Like when we did that client celebration call, if I remember correctly, we were just not going to do a call because you felt like you had enough stuff to do, and you were like, you know, there's nothing I really have to work on. And I said, well, you know what, let's do the call and let's just make it about, let's just make it about celebrating your, you know, everything that you've done. I think that was about the halfway 3 or 4 month point. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing not only to you, but it was amazing to me. I think at the end, you know I was almost in tears, and I know you were in tears, just like listening to all of that, and then I acknowledged all of that, and then we celebrated, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was, because, you know, I had to go through the act, even though it was a very busy week for me, of writing down all of these things that I had accomplished.
Right.
And it was huge. It was a huge list. So now I've started putting them in on a weekly basis. I write my successes and I put them there, but I've taken it down to daily as well, so that when I do anything where you know, whether I sew a pair of curtains, or I, excuse me, have another successful client come in, or I have a great conversation with someone, I celebrate right away. And to me, it's like a savings bank, an investment that I have in myself, because like when you have 1 penny, it leads to 100, which leads to $1, and then to $100 and 1,000 and 1,000,000. And so I'm getting this huge saving account of successes. My success. How great is that?
Yes. Yes. And you know, the other part of that, I remember I know it was a big deal for you to like to take a day off, like to just take a break. Because you
It
just
wasn't, it
and I
wasn't in my vocabulary.
you need to, hey, stop, take a break, because I think you were having some physical stuff, if I remember. There was something going on with you physically, or something was happening where you might have been getting lightheaded or something like that, and I said, hey,
Yeah,
maybe you just need to take a day.
I was getting very burnt out, and it actually had to happen to me twice through the coaching, which is why I'm really glad I took the full 6 months of the coaching, because it showed up again, which determined how important it was. And now on my calendar, I write in days off, and I make sure that I take them. Days when I have literally no commitments, so I can do whatever I want, whatever I feel like doing in that moment. And again, I encourage my clients to do that as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Is there anything else there, Georgia? Anything else that came up for you, during the 6 months that kind of jumps out? I know there's a lot of different stuff there, but just whatever jumps out at you that that's like at the top of your head there.
Well, I think also we don't realize how connected we are, and with every small step that I have taken, I've met another person and another person and another 10 people, and this has made a huge difference to everything that I'm doing. Now my life is constantly in meeting other people who are connections for me, either now or in the future, and I'm working together with other people who are also in similar fields, and that means that we expand the possibilities of our connections. So it gets bigger and bigger without being any strain. You can make your life effortless and still be accomplishing and achieving things constantly.
Hmm. Hmm. Totally, totally. And so, Georgia, maybe we can move on now to that part of, so we kind of covered like where you were at, what happened during, and unless there's anything else other during that you want to share, you can share that now, or we can just go to where you're at now, like, where you are now after the 6 months.
Well, the thing is, I feel extremely empowered. It has helped me so much by writing my own ebooks to feel all of the things that I want to give to other people and to practice them. And it's allowed me to write. But I feel confident. I feel like I have so many things that I can still achieve and accomplish. And before, when I used to be worried about, okay, I'm going to the computer today, I'm going to be working, what am I going to be doing? Now there's no question of that, because I have such a huge bank of things that I know are going to lead me in the next step, that I just keep, working on everything on a continuous basis. And I feel extremely grounded. I feel like I have moved way, way toward my goals, my ultimate goals, and that I'm just being sort of blown through this huge tunnel toward them. I feel
Yeah.
like I have incredible support that I didn't have before, and that's again because I'm supporting myself from inside, and that is because I know I've been listened to. I know that I am being heard, and that makes a colossal difference.
Awesome. Awesome. And, I just want to acknowledge you, Georgia. It's been an honor and a pleasure, working with you over these 6 months, and it's been fun. It's been.
We have had a great time together. And what I've liked, too, is we've both shared from each other. I'll never forget one day when you said to me, oh, and I have to tell you, George, I'd like to, would it be all right if I borrowed that idea from you? And I said, Sure, and then I'll tell you about the one I used last week of yours because
Yeah.
because I needed something in a hurry. But it's such a sharing of wonderful information that we have when we go through this process. So it's on both sides of the coin, and and I have said to other people who are thinking about having different healing, I say, go ahead and do it. You know, take the risk because you've got nothing to lose. Whatever has brought you to where you are now, it's not enough. It's not enough, or you wouldn't be at this place where you're asking, you know, why isn't life working for me? Why can't I go, you know, do what the other person is? You know, why is he successful instead of me? It changes all of those statements. So you're saying, yes, I want to celebrate your success because when I celebrate yours, it's mine too, right? And if you can do this, I can do this. And okay, I just needed a few more tools. I just needed some more information. And here's someone who really cares about me. So.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Georgia. And so I think we'll go ahead and wrap the call up and bring it to a close and let you know if there's anything else you wanted to say or offer. You can do that now.
I'm sorry, I'm going to cry here. I think I would just say to everybody, there is a door. Just open it and go through because it'll make a difference in your life. You never have to think about it again. There's always another door.
Thank you so much for that, Georgia. Thank you for that blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you're welcome. So, you know, I just want to say that, you know, if you want to learn more about Georgia and what she does, then you can visit her website at spiritgirl.net. That's a website we kind of came up with together, by the way, spiritgirl.net.
.net, yes, that is. Yes.
And if you go there, you can sign up for her newsletter. And it's an awesome newsletter. She sends it out once a month. And you can also have an opportunity to win a free shamanic healing session with her and, you know, discover or find one of your animals.
Yes, your power animal.
Yes, your power animal. And that's about Georgia. And also you can go to her other website. What's the other website that you have about your book, Georgia?
Yes, it's Catchy. So it's CAT-CHY.ca. So it's like the word catchy with a hyphen in the middle of it.
Perfect. And you can go there and see about the book that she wrote and get that book there.
Yes, and motivational speaking, and also listen to pieces of my harp music as well.
Yes, yes. And you can find out more about me and what I do by going to MikeBrownCoaching.com and get a free video e-course on manifesting your dream. And you can also get a chapter of my book, You Are a Gift to the World, at youareagift.com. So